Am I live? Can y'all see me? Listen. I want we don't have to ask for luck and people to wish us luck and all that, but maybe the words like safe travels or whatever is due. Is due. I'm in one of them very transparent moods. Did you see my my feet? I never, ever in my thumbnail ever had a broken bone. And as I looked at my crunched up toes, that's before they did the little procedure to put the two in place. What came to my mind immediately was the scripture of Satan attacking and the attack on the heel. So of course, I'm going to make everything that happens to me about me. I'm going to make everything that happens to me about me. This shadow hours, this is 8/10/2025. Past shadow hours. I wish I could get in touch with Dr. Malachi Z. York right now, this very moment. Because he's the only one that I could think of that would maybe know the answer. But then I think anyone who's actually ever saw themselves in a dream, on a dream well, saw themselves sleeping and woke themselves up, didn't come back to this side to tell it. This shadow hours, I'm going to try to make my way back. I'm able to do it. I've been able to go back and continue dreams where I left off. It don't have to be immediately. It could be days later. If I really, really want to get back into a dream that I was experiencing, I could do it. I've done it several times. And that space where I wasn't able to go back to sleep past shadow hours after that experience where I saw myself sleeping, and when I looked over and saw that it was my face, I got ready to wake myself up. And then, of course, I woke up on this realm having to use the bathroom. I went to sleep today, but let me tell you something I did today that I have never done. I bathed in the sun. I laid there. The heat really didn't feel as hot. And I was so comfortable in all that heat that I ended up going to sleep in it. And then immediately after, it drizzled. It rained for about an hour. But it was a drizzling rain. And I sat in it. I didn't get up. I didn't go look for a place to hide from the rain. The same way I sat in the sun is the same way I sat in the rain. The same way I sat in the sun is the same way I sat in the rain. So, again, this isn't me saying goodbye or nothing like that. It's just, I don't know what's going to happen if I make it to that spot or that room where my dream realm body is asleep. But I'm going to try to get back to it tonight, and I'm going to wake myself up. I'm going to wake myself up and see what happens. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about? I wish somebody was over here so I can see if anybody else ever had that experience. I went over to Red Squid X to get on his panel and talk about it. Before I got on his panel, I just sat in the chat for a second. And some person named Royal and Loyal, I don't know who this person is. The whole time, I always thought Royal and Loyal was a male because I seen Loyal get on the panel and it's been a man's voice. Unless I'm mistaken. And I didn't mean any harm, but that person over there went in, got all personal for no reason. Like, all I was saying, because I never knew that Royal Loyal, whoever this person is, even had a channel. They never talk about their channel. They're just always sitting over there in Red Squid's chat. I never thought anything negative about the person. I don't know the person. This person ended up saying, I don't know who they, wait, I don't want them in his chat. And I'm like, who? I don't even really know who this person is. Anyways, but I went over there because I was going to get on his panel and ask him, did he ever experience, that, and if anybody else in his chat. But I just happened to say something that I guess I got away. In the text, it's not coming out the way that I'm thinking it and saying it. So it sounds like I'm upset, and I'm not, I guess, because they took it in offense. Somebody put, the person Royal and Loyal put, he got 85 views past shadow hours of last night from the last stream. And I was like, well, 85 views doesn't always mean that it was 85 viewers. 85 views could be one person going in 85 times and watching it. And then, and I was like, if you had a channel, you would know that. Wasn't trying to be funny. I was just trying to say it's a fact. You don't have to, you can have 3 people go in and out several times and make your views increase. And that person went in on me like they know me. They've been knowing me for years. All I ever known about this person is they be in Red Squid X chat. Then he tried to say something about some past stuff, which none of that even matters these last days. With everything that's going on, we know God is on the way, and you still talking about something from 3 to 4 years ago. Oh, I don't know what's going on with them over there. But anyways, he was the only one open at the time that I was able to go live, because I had been having so much pain in this foot where I broke the toe that today I just didn't feel like doing a lot of moving. I slept the majority of the day. And the majority of that sleep time was not me trying to take this journey into that space in that room where I saw myself sleeping and tried to wake myself up. But I was going to ask Red Squid X, since he was the only one at the time that was available. The only one live when I charged up my phone and recharged my phone. But of course, you know how it is. Anybody who loves Jesus will be hated and rejected. And I was immediately rejected by some HOTC member over there. That Royal and Loyal member, I guarantee you, is a person who's been with HOTC from the beginning, because they went off and went in just like, that the whole time they've been sitting there. And then again, I didn't even know that was a male or female. People have their names in the chat. Royal and Loyal could be a man or a woman. Anyways, I heard that we're gonna have new trading cards for the Left Behind. They're gonna have trading cards for the Left Behind. YouTube trading cards for the Left Behind. Let me see what else to talk about. Ain't really nothing. Ain't nothing for me to talk. Y'all hear my bags? Bag lady, you gone. Did you know Jesus was homeless? I mentioned this months ago. Did you know that Jesus was homeless? Hey lady, can you talk to us about your first gay experience? No, I don't want to. I don't want to. My first gay experience, if I do that, that might incriminate the person because they was 28 years old and I was 16. Uh, Now, do you have another question? I don't mind doing this, but I'm not going to talk about my first one. I'm not going to talk about my first one. You might want to talk about my last. Huh? And thank God for change, huh? And thank God, see, won't he do it? Huh? That's what you want to hear? You want to hear you don't have to be gay, huh? That's people say you born that way. I remember I said that, and my father, he said that was a phase, huh? He said it's a phase you going through. You just looking for something you can't find naturally. Huh? Huh? Who is this? TFT. Any other questions? Do you have another question? Again, I don't want to talk about that one because, I can't blame the person. I went as a 16-year-old, fresh in the behind, walking up into a mansion in Atlanta, looking to find me a girlfriend, huh? So, no, won't do that. Anything else? Do you know how to... I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. It sounds like you part of the Red Squid X team coming in asking these type of questions. Uh, do you work for Andre 3000? Do you want to call Andre 3000 over here? You got 3000 in the, what you call it? I don't have on my glasses to see exactly, but I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, I'm being what they call it. What they call it? I'm honored. You know why I'm honored? Because you letting me know, whoever you are, that I am so powerful. Instead of you going into people like Sarnetta, what you call it, or Flat Earth, where they got millions of people, you want to bother the little people with the voices that can change the world. Because you see, Sarnetta been on for how long? 20,000 years? Huh? 20,000 years. It ain't changed, it ain't budged nothing in the system. Ain't budged nothing in the system. A whole bunch of still sleeping people. What's his name? Sanchez. Done been out how long? 15,000 years. Ain't budged nothing. Look, in a standing, all he got is his pockets full and he living lovely in the Caribbeans. We don't know what happened to Yaya. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But you want to be over here with me with nobody in the chat, huh? As if you could keep Jesus down, huh? If you could stop God from coming. Now I can't even read what you saying, huh? I can't even read what you saying, huh? Who is you? What's your real name? You in the background. As a matter of fact, I believe you Red Squid X. While you live right now, got your other computer up, having something to say. You either Red Squid X or Royal and Loyal, because y'all the only one that has some problem with me today. I'm sitting here in peace. My mind is God's. As a matter of fact, let's start this over. Since you here, let me give you something to put you to sleep, huh? Put you to bed. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I am always poised, balanced, serene, and calm because I know God has provided the perfect solution to every single one of my needs. You could say amen. You could say, let's see, don't yell, baby. You could say, I'm going to leave you in peace. You could say, I'm just trying to get your algorithm going. You don't need to get my algorithm going, huh? God is my algorithm. You can say all that. I say God is keeping his promises to me, huh? And I'm going to yell it to the top of the mountains, to the mountaintops. Thank you, God, for keeping your promises to me, because I know you are on your way. I know you are on your way, because if you was trying to get this algorithm going, you'll be saying, Aru. That's what you'll be saying. Or you'll be saying, Kum, come God, come, huh? If you was trying to get my algorithm going, my algorithm been going, ain't stopped. I've never given up. You know, I was thinking, since you hear TFTSS, what is give up? You know, I got this thing, and it's called never give up, right? But I realized at the end, didn't Christ give up the ghost? He gave up the ghost. And they put a spell and told us to never give up. But at the end, in his final breath, when he could have held on a little longer, maybe, he finally gave up the ghost. He said, Eloi, Eloi, sabachthani. Didn't he? And there's some other words in it, but I just keep it simple. Given, they say don't and never give up, and that was the whole spell in the first place. We don't want you to give up. We want to keep whipping your back and digging in your behind and slaving you into the wheel. When Jesus stood before the Orthodox Jews and the Pharisees and the Sadducees, he told them, he said, I'll go when I damn well please. You don't run nothing here. God have the last say so. I'll give it up and give up the ghost when I'm ready. And they said, oh, you think so? Well, we going to take you to the cross. We going to kill you, and we going to show you you don't run nothing. We going to kill you, and then we going to tell you that you dying for the people. You dying for the people. You going to be a sacrifice for the people. Jesus never came. That isn't why he was sent. The Sadducees and the Pharisees and the Orthodox Jews and all them in the churches, they the ones playing that out like that. And then at the end, they did everything they can. Thorned out his head, beat him, with whips, with glasses and stones. So they say. That's what the scriptures say, right? That's what the scriptures say. And they still couldn't kill him. All that they did, they couldn't kill him. He gave up the ghost. He gave up the ghost. Maybe that's what I'm going to do when I'm going through the spiritual realm and this dream realm. I'm going back to find where I was laying and I was sleeping. I was about to wake, but I just got my hand onto my... Soon as I saw my face and saw that it was me sleeping, and I put my hand to shake myself, to wake myself up, I woke up. I don't want that to happen this time. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see what's going to happen. All the signs and wonders and miracles is going to happen. But who is this TFT? Who is that? Next time you want to change up algorithms, you go to AI, Chat GPT, and tell them to give you better etiquette. Because these last days, you don't need to be worried about my first experience as a lesbian. You need to be worried about, see, that a Jezebel spirit. As a Jezebel spirit, you coming in trying to talk about sexual immorality that ain't right in the first place. It ain't right, period. I don't care how many gay friends I got. It ain't right. I don't care how many gay girlfriends I had, lesbians, how many times I stepped in the club, how many women I was with, how many male gay friends I have, how many transgender women that I help take and get them to get their first facial or manicure. It don't matter. It's wrong. And God is coming to cleanse everything that is not like him. And I thank God for changing me. No, God didn't change me. I had to change myself. I had to change. He don't do that. He don't go around just changing. If that's the case, everybody be saved, right? Everybody be changed right now. You have to put forth the effort. You have to make a choice. Everybody has to make a choice. Huh? He don't force nobody to do nothing. And you have the right to choose. You have the right to choose to be a slave. You have a right to choose to be free. You have a right to choose the mark of the beast. You have the right to reject, say that this land belongs to you and you want to stay here and fight for it till the end. And then you have a right to choose the kingdom of heaven. And through all the choices that you have, at the end, nobody's going to have a choice. The last thing that where you won't have a choice is that every knee is going to bow. So that's for those who don't want to accept that God is creator of everything. God is above all. Those ones who probably knees just going to have to be cracked to get down. Your knees going to bend and your tongue is going to confess that God is God above all gods. And there's only one that all gods came from. And they all got to serve, every single one of them. No, Prime Minister Modi knee gotta bow, and his tongue gotta confess. Putin tongue gotta confess. Trump definitely your knees gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Elon, Bezos, Oprah, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, all y'all knees gotta bow and tongue gonna confess. Judge Judy, Judge Vinza, Judge, the officer that arrested me, that lied. Your tongue is gonna knee gonna bow, tongue gonna confess if you ain't dead somewhere, rotten in a grave somewhere. Every knee is gonna bow, every tongue is. Sanford Jacobson, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue. I believe Sandra Bowman will willingly. I believe her knee is gonna bow and tongue is gonna confess. I could go down a list. All my family members already know their knees is gonna have to bow and tongue is gonna have to confess, whether they want to, whether they ready for it or not. All the children are gonna be saved. But I could go down. Madonna, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess it. There ain't gonna be no like a prayer. Lil Wayne, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Deion Sanders, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Lil Kirk Franklin, who keep going and swaying back and forth, you and all your children in generation, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna. T.D. Jakes, yours better do the loudest. Tongue is gonna confess. All the prime ministers of Bahamas, every family member of mine from Bahamas to Haiti to Jamaica, wherever, all my brothers and sisters off of my biological father's side that I have no idea whether he's my biological father or not, but the Watsons out of the Bahamas, all my family from the Andros Islands, that they took my grandmother part of the land. They told her they snatched it from her. All y'all knees is gonna bow and tongue is gonna confess. My brothers, uncles, the Bennett Menace, all the menaces of the Bahamas, your knees is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Who else? Everybody in Thomasville that came across me, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Every lesbian, transvestite, gay, bisexual, LGBTQ, LMNOP, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Everybody from HOTC, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. All the court systems, 11th Judicial, all the state of Florida, the whole panhandle, everybody from the smallest to the youngest to the old, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Bernie Sanders, Your knee is going to bow. Your tongue is going to confess. Naga Genie, I was just watching you a little while ago, as that man danced with his LV. Louis just speaking about them and their symbols and their shirts and clothes, and I was just watching you. Your knee is gonna bow and your tongue is gonna confess, huh? Everybody. Who else? Who else can I think of? Whoopi Goldberg. Your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. All of my family on my stepfather's side, from Unadilla to Valdalia to Valdosta to New York, and all the places and spaces where he served as a Vietnam vet, and all the people across the land that he came in contact with. Your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Let me think of some of my favorites. Kendrick Lamar, your knee is gonna bow, your tongue is gonna confess. Ain't nobody care about them old songs where you got an old lady talking to you about spirit and water and you done strayed all the way off. Your knees. Kanye West, you definitely old. Don't call you Kanye West. What's your name? Ye. Better not call you Kanye. Ye. Huh? Your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. Jay-Z, you just gonna burn in hell. Huh? They gonna have to bring you out the pits. You and Puff Daddy and all your crew. All y'all crew. They gonna have to bring you out the pits to make sure that your knees, it'll probably been in ashes. Your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. Hold on, what I gotta confess about? Let's see, who else? Let me see. I can't see. People are fading away. The stars, the all the people in the media, they kind of like fading away. And I hope by the time I get back to my body in that dream state where I'm sleeping in, I saw my face and I saw myself sleeping and I got ready to touch myself, that everything will be done faded away before I touch myself to wake myself up, because I don't know what's going to happen when I wake myself up in that state that happened past shadow hours. Anybody else? Let's see. Can a dummy? Your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. Your knee is gonna. I ain't gonna mention him. I won't mention him ever again. Let's see. Antoine Smith. Your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. All the teachers that went through Sunset Elementary, your knees is gonna bow. University of Miami, everybody at University of Miami, your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. If you don't know what it means and what I'm saying, go Google it, huh? Go Chat GPT. Your knees are gonna bow and your tongue is gonna confess. Let's see. I ain't got nothing better to do. Let's see how long I can sit here and do this. Your knee is gonna bow. Your tongue is gonna confess. Do I have any more favorites? DMX gone. Michael Jackson gone. They knees gonna bow and tongue is gonna confess too, y'all. Now y'all do know that people are gonna have to come up and be raised, and their knees is gonna bow and tongue is gonna confess too, right? The dead in Christ will rise first. And then the dead gonna rise. There's gonna be walking dead around anyway. Like ain't some walking dead walking around right now. You be looking next to them, I call them sleeper cells. They dead, they don't know no better. Let's see, said the blind man. That's all I can think about right now. I don't want to be overloaded. I don't want to be overloaded when I get to that realm where my body was sleeping and I saw it and I almost touched it and woke it up. But I woke up to pee. I made sure I didn't drink a lot of water today. Like I said, I sat in the sun, let the sun drain me out. And some people would have been like, what you doing in that hot sun? Because it was hot out here, right? But I wasn't feeling it. It felt so good, I went right to sleep in it. And then I let the rain drizzle on me a whole hour. I don't know the last time I even played in the rain. Well, that's it. On here, just transparent. You saw my little crumpled up toes. The demons attacked me at the heel today. Well, no, that was today. That was a few days ago. But it's just that I put the toe. My toes are straight. They're straight. You see how they just crunch in. Ooh. Ooh, I tell you, that thing was hurt so bad. I went off on. I started complaining. When I go off, it don't be disrespectful. Like, I could say I went off on my mother, right? But my tone just raised a little bit. That's it. You know, I ain't that type. I don't curse at my mama and say things that I shouldn't say. But if my tone, the tone in my voice raised a little bit, to me, that's disrespectful. I had to apologize so many times because I've never experienced anything in my body broken. Yep. Let me get off of here. It's not a goodbye, but I'm just so sure and certain. I just saw the lightning. I'm so certain that once I touch and wake up my body, I don't know what happens next. I don't know if I'm going to come. I don't know what's going to happen. Have you ever experienced that, Nagajini, son of Yah? Yah on son? You ever? Because I'm just certain that a person sees their body and dream well and wake them up. They haven't come over to let anybody know about that experience. Have you ever saw yourself sleeping in a dream, son, and woke yourself up? Well, that's my mission tonight, to get back to that realm where I was sleeping. There's a dark room and I was sleeping on my, you see how I'm on my side? It's just the way it was. And I looked over to see who it was laying, and I saw that it was me. And I got ready to wake myself up. And I'm still like, you see how I keep talking about it? Like, you see how I keep talking about it? Because I think it's something important about that. But I didn't try to Google it, chat GPT it. I just want to experience it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Nobody can tell me about that experience. I don't believe there's no one alive can tell me about that experience. But we going to find out. Boy. I got to do some hip-hopping and jumping around, because I told you I have the ability. I've done it before. I've done it a couple of times where I've dreamt about something and I wanted to rehash or re-enter that dream, and it could be a day later or a few days later. When I really want to, I could get back into a place in a dream where I left off. This one I think is going to be a challenge because, well, I could have done it today as much as I slept, but I wasn't really focused on it as much as I am right now. So, greater light.